Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Two of Cups. Love, baby. Such a great, happy card to start out with, right? I feel like you're a person that right now you're filled with love, right? Because I feel like there's a sense of purpose. There is a real direction in you. There is this real, it almost feels like a fiery energy to me, you know, because it feels like passion, feels like purpose. I think that you have found that holy grail, or it's like you've located it. And now there is just this love in your heart, this pursuit of this, this project, this purpose, this endeavor, whatever it might be. This is really a true love kind of thing. And the prospect of uniting with this just feels so good. Yeah. I think you're someone that kind of likes to, you like to take people and things kind of one-on-one. You know, I don't know that you're very much for the group outing. You know, I feel like you like it to be intimate, one-on-one kind of thing. You don't like having big group meetings. I think you'd rather meet with everybody individually. You know what I mean? I think because you really like to focus on the person. You like to really give them all of your attention, really connect with people. You know, and I think too in your personal life, when you're involved in a project or you're picking up new hobbies or whatever it is, you like to kind of do things one at a time. And maybe you have a million things going on in your life, but you like to tackle them one at a time. You can multitask, but I feel like you don't like to. I feel like you prefer to give all of your focus to the thing you're doing. You like to be here now and doing this one thing. You're not trying to do something else while you're doing this, you know. I'm picturing somebody like washing the dishes, but then they're listening to a podcast as well. Maybe you're actually doing that right at this moment. That's not exactly what I mean, but I feel it kind of is, at least illustrates what I mean, you know. But I feel like it's things that are a little bit more serious or more important than that. Not that my show is not important, of course it is, but you know what I mean. When it comes to interpersonal things, when it comes to the big things or those things that you really wish to connect with and focus on and really have that energy exchange with, it's that one-on-one energy. Yeah. Well, let's see what we're doing with this kind of one-on-one energy. This, a lot of love here. And that love is what is the glue that holds everything together. Now we have the High Priestess. So I feel like there's an increase of this love energy for you. And that really does speak about, it kind of confirms for me what I was talking about at the beginning, how there's this fiery passion in you. Like I feel this is not just the normal stuff. This is something really, really big. This is that true love. This is that life's purpose kind of thing. This feels like it is above and beyond anything else that you've experienced. With the High Priestess, we have this idea of growth, of expansion, of an increase of the light, right? So what this is doing is kind of increasing the feeling of the Two of Cups. I mean, the Two of Cups is, yes, I like one-on-one stuff, and this is something that is astronomical, right? And I feel like you're going to have to give all of your attention to it, and I think maybe you already have been. The High Priestess, too, I think is talking about some clarity somewhere. I feel like there's some unknown aspect of this that is about to be revealed. Okay. Sometimes the High Priestess can can be us thinking that there's something being hidden. Or it could literally be something hidden. But this increase of the light is kind of showing me that where there was darkness and maybe confusion or maybe some unknown things, the light is growing and we're able to see it. Okay? But we see it under the moonlight. It looks different during the day, right? Under the moonlight we can see it, but we're not so sure what it is. So under the influence of the High Priestess, it's kind of like we have this intuition towards something. We don't know exactly if it's true or not, but I got that gut feeling. And I think very often we have that gut feeling, and it's a conscious choice whether we follow that or not, right? And how many times have we not followed our gut and then regretted it later? So let's keep going with the cards and see if this is maybe one of those situations where we don't want to ignore the gut feeling, even though we realize it's under moonlight and things look different under the moonlight than they do under the sunlight. We see something in the moonlight, we think that is a wild, ferocious beast. And then in the sunlight, we just say, oh, it's just a little puppy, So we have to be careful here, all right? Let's do the card underneath everything. We've got a Prince of Pentacles. This is that singular focus. This is that fixed earth energy. This is the builder, right? And you're building kind of one project at a time, one thing at a time. But you have this ability to commit, okay? And especially when you've got that true love, you've got that Two of Cups energy, especially something this huge. This is like you're an architect and you've been building just like, little houses here and there, and now you're suddenly like being hired to like design a whole city, or you know what I mean? Like it's just the scale is much larger now of what you're doing and the work that you're doing. Maybe not the architect, maybe the contractor, right? The builder. So it could be that you're used to doing smaller things, and now this really is a absolutely huge thing that you're doing. And that intuitive part of this needs to be trusted, but we also have to be discerning with it, okay? But back to the Prince of Pentacles. You're somebody that likes to work with their hands. Maybe you're doing the dishes now. I don't know. I'm still seeing that. But you like to be involved. You like to get your hands dirty and really immerse yourself in something. You're someone that if something breaks, you don't want to call the repair person right away. You're going to try to fix it yourself, and you're going to give it all your attention. And maybe for that whole week, you've watched hundreds of YouTube videos. You've Googled it. You've practiced. You've gone to the hardware store to look around, and you've immersed yourself in that problem. Let's say the toilet is making a funny noise, right? That whole week, you've learned everything you could about toilets, so you're basically an expert by the end of the week, and then you're able to fix the thing, and it feels really satisfying. I feel like this is sort of like that, but it's on such a huge scale. Like I can't imagine what it is, yeah? But you're that person that will, and maybe your friends won't hear from you for the whole week. You'll just go dark for the whole week because you've immersed yourself in this kind of learning, this hands-on, experience. And I think that's very important to you. Yeah. Let's continue with our cards. What's the past energy here? Yeah. These two go together, right? The Magician, Mercury, Trickster. This is the builder, right? The Prince of Pentacles. It's kind of like this is the architect, and then this is the builder, the contractor. And these two work very well together, and I think they both are you. This is, when the Prince of Pentacles realizes that the toilet's making a funny noise, the Magician is the one that really becomes the toilet expert, right? And almost to the point, and we talk about this with Mercury, the Magician, Hermes, about its ability to identify with things. Mercury can enter into combination with any other chemical element and function as that element, right? It's kind of like, what is it, that Terminator, like the T-1000 or whatever? Showing my age here a little bit. Love that movie, though. and then really separate itself out and just kind of, be normal. It's kind of like Jim Carrey in The Mask or something, right? I love Jim Carrey too. So I think that this is part of that builder kind of energy for you, where you can immerse yourself in something and you become that thing. You become identified with it for that week. For that week, you are the plumber, And then you learn what you need to learn, you fix what you need to fix, and then you're able to separate yourself out and kind of do your thing. And that goes very much with this Two of Cups, about how you like the one-on-one thing. You like that, I think, that identification. You like that concentration. You like to feel so immersed in something that you become that. It's like kind of like a method actor, And of course, the magician is the performer as well. So maybe you are an actor of some kind, and maybe this is, well, you've done some little commercials here and there locally. Now you've got that big like Hollywood picture that you're doing, and it's that just huge scale, right? I kind of feel like that's what's going on. I feel like you're immersing yourself in something now that is just orders of magnitude greater, many orders of magnitude greater than the things that you have been doing. This is the big one. This is that big bombshell, opportunity or the role or something, right? That you're going to be identifying yourself with very intensely, as you do. But with that High Priestess energy, it makes me a little curious. What else do we have? Two of Wands. I think your intuition is kind of, I feel like there's maybe, there's a little bit of a split in you about this. Yeah. We like to see the aces, right? The Two of Wands is kind of this maybe uncertainty. There could be in you a kind of a feeling, really, about whether or not you're capable of this one, because of the scale, because of the greatness of this, that we're wondering if this is something that I can actually do. Do I have the energy, the capability to do it? It's kind of like, yeah, I know how to fix a car, but when I go look in my garage, I think, I don't have the tools to do that. I don't have the space. I don't have a lift. I don't have an impact wrench. I don't have whatever else you need. So while I could do it, it's not possible because I don't have the right equipment, the right tools, right? So we look at the Two of Wands as this idea of our domain. What is within our wheelhouse? What are we capable of doing? Not in a theoretical or abstract sense that, yeah, I'm capable of doing anything I want. Of course. But in a practical way, because these two positions, right, they're opposite of each other. Inside, yeah, of course, I'm the builder. I can immerse myself in anything. I got my magician. I can figure everything out, and I know how to do it. And if I don't know, I can figure it out. I can learn. I can watch YouTube videos and Google it. But in a very practical sense, is this something that I'm actually capable? If somebody said, hey, you got to come and do this right now, do I have everything I need? Okay. The knowledge and the skill and the will to do it are one thing, but then having, let's say, maybe the physical space or the tools, right? I know how to work on the car, but I don't have the room. I don't have a garage. I don't have the right tools, etc. So the Two of Wands is, sometimes the Two of Wands is us getting involved in something, even though we hadn't really thought it through, and we don't really have everything we need to do it. We have the will, sure. This is Mars in Aries. This is like any challenge, anytime anything needs to be done, I'm up and I've got my hammer and I'm going. I'm charging into that thing. Sometimes we bite off a little bit more than we can chew, And this is something I feel like you maybe are considering now. And maybe it has to do with this High Priestess. A little bit of that intuition is making us kind of wonder, how are we meant to go forward with all of this energy? Whatever this big thing is, this Two of Cups. I mean, the Two of Cups could be a romantic thing too. right? It could be that we're used to these kind of just, casual relationships, but now this is that one, the big one, where it is just, it's all consuming. And it feels like this is that true love. This is that soulmate thing, which puts everything, it dwarfs everything else. It could be that big job opportunity, that big role in your creative work, or whatever it might be. Yeah. We've got to deal with some of these energies because the Two of Wands is very headstrong. There's no doubt at all that this can be accomplished, but do we have the right resources currently? Do we have everything that we need? Well, it kind of seems like we do because the builder, so you got the tools, the skill and the knowledge, well, you know how to get it if you don't already have it. You certainly have the love and the passion for this thing and the commitment. So you have the 2 and the 2. And I knew there was some fiery element to this 2 of Cups. And, it seems that maybe there's just this intuition that is, we're just not so sure, there's this, like I said, we want to trust the intuition, but maybe there's part of us that is just like a rational, the intellectual left brain kind of thing. That's just saying, no, maybe I shouldn't. But let's look at the next card, the future position. Oh yeah. The Princess of Discs, or the Page of Pentacles. It's the counterpart of the Prince, right? Prince and Princess. This is us doing it. This is us doing the work, right? Our will and our heart are in it, and we've started the work. We're building the thing. Then the Princess would be really the bliss and the joy and the ecstasy of doing it, of completing it, of finishing it, of being very happy that we did, right? So it's kind of like this is the builder and this is the building. But more than that, this is all of that satisfaction and bliss and euphoria and ecstasy that we feel having, as we're looking at the building that we've built, right? So this is a card that says, well, we do have everything we need to make this work, to really manifest this, the best result that we can think of. Depends on what you're doing. I don't really know. But let's select the mystery card, the bonus card, the confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we are just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right on top. We're not looking at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. And it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction, drop it in the comments, all right? Let's talk about the Path of the Serpent. As we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's free, and it really does help out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Okay, so let's look at your general energy. One of these days I want to do just a video where we discuss the Dove and Serpent spread itself and what the positions mean and what the connections are between the cards. It's a whole thing. But I try to kind of explain as we go why the cards are in the position that they are and what it kind of signifies in terms of, we could say past, present, and future. We can say what's kind of going on in our conscious mind and who we are kind of under the surface. This is kind of the card of what we're looking forward to or what the potential outcome could be. And the Path of the Dove is the general situation. And I think the Path of the Serpent usually is kind of the aftermath of this, right? Or it sometimes is kind of like what might be hindering this from taking place. These are the things we really have to know in order to make this excellent, most excellent, right? So what's your general energy right now? Hanged Man. Hanged Man is a card of immersing ourselves in something. It's kind of a card of, it's a voluntary sacrifice, right? It's kind of, we think of, maybe Odin or somebody who is making a sacrifice of themselves to themselves, sacrificing their lower nature to the higher nature. In order to achieve the enlightenment, the wisdom, the spiritual experience, the union with God, goddess, deity, right? Odin received all the wisdom of the world and the runes, which were, the runes were the knowledge that allowed him to then control the whole world, right? The whole universe, all 9 worlds. So really, it's what we go through to acquire the skills and the tools that we need to accomplish what we need to accomplish. So it's kind of like a crash course. You've got to cram for that exam that you have the next morning, right? So I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to leave the house. I'm just going to study for the next 48 hours, like over the weekend. And then Monday morning, I'm going to know everything. I'm going to be the expert. So in this case, I feel like this is your willingness to do whatever it takes to get all those tools that you need, right? You're sacrificing yourself to this Two of Cups, to this love, to this passion, to this thing outside of you that you want to unite with. You're sacrificing yourself in order to receive the runes, right? In order to receive all the magic keys, all the knowledge, all the wisdom that's going to allow you to accomplish this. And we have that confirmation here because Mercury is the wisdom. This is the card Hermes. This is Thoth, right? This is, in some ways, this is Odin as well. This is all the wisdom of the world. And because you have this love and this intuition, you know what you have to do in order to acquire what you need to acquire in order to, to kind of have all the secrets of the universe here, which is your ability to manifest this perfectly. Unbelievable. The Princess of Pentacles is everything that could ever be, and now it is, right? So this is the potential, the infinite potential that has been made manifest, that has now been crystallized, right? So this is the all, right? And Hanged Man. I think this is very appropriate, and it goes back to this, which says, if I don't know it, I will learn it. If I don't have it, I will acquire it, or I'll make it myself. And so I feel like in your general energy, you know what it's going to take to make this thing work. And you're willing to sacrifice your weekends, in order to do it. And to do it right, and to do it fully and completely. Whatever it is. Let's see what's going on in the environment. The next card is a 9 of Wands. This is strength, right? And this is a very appropriate card for Sagittarius, right? It is a card that's associated with Sagittarius. It shows this kind of connected, straight arrow here, which is connecting the sun and the moon, against a backdrop of 8 other wands or arrows that are kind of crossed and kind of opposing it. So in a way, this is kind of like your will is one. And because your will is one, because you have this unity, now this too, I think, is really, we're starting to realize that this is a united thing, that there's no doubt. And so I feel like maybe this is an indication that we're trusting the intuition. And now every part of our being is ready, and united. This is the resolve, this is the commitment, this is the willpower. And the reason we have that kind of willpower that can resist, that can oppose those other 8 wands, right? And in some ways it means that we're choosing the one against the many, that this is that one true love, that 2 of Cups. This is the thing against all the others, right? It's kind of like it's us against the world in a way. The reason we have that kind of commitment, that kind of resolve, is because of our connection with the intuition. We see the sun, the conscious mind, and the moon, the kind of the subtle mind, the intuition, the emotions, the gut feeling, right? And that, of course, is the High Priestess, the full moon, the increase of the light. And that light increases in such a way that it's able to connect with your conscious mind and create that strength, that the circuit has connected, the wires have been plugged in, and now that circuit of force is unbreakable. Your will is unbreakable. And that's what allows you to do this and to make the sacrifices that you need to make. I like that the the 9 of Wands is in the position of the environment. Okay, so this to me shows positive action. It shows that we're going out into the world and we're doing this. We're making the resolve. We're making the commitment, and we are taking action. Okay, And it's a 9, so it is an action card, you know. And it's kind of like the more we're out there in the world doing it, employing our, you know, our builder and our will here, the more we're out there taking action and doing this, the more willpower we acquire, the stronger we get. You know, this is, in some ways, this card in this position is like us going to the gym. You know, we know the more we do it, the more we force ourselves, the more we exercise our willpower, the stronger that willpower will get. Okay? And so to me, this is a really positive card in the context of this reading, that there's really no uncertainty. But what is the card of the obstacle? The Libra energy, the Justice card. We're weighing the options. And this is the card of judgment. This is the card of evaluation. This is the difficult thing here, I think, is trying to, in our mind, in our left brain, our intellect, we're trying to kind of do the math. We're trying to kind of weigh maybe the risks, rewards kind of thing. You know, the cost-benefit analysis kind of that we're doing here. Which is fine. I mean, this is a major arcana card, so this is something that is very useful for us to do. It is a spiritual power that we need to utilize, right? But this is kind of like the will is stopping and asking why. And if the will stops and asks why, then the will does not, and we fall into the pit of because. We try to find reasons, and then we get wrapped up in this air energy. We get an 8 or a 9 of swords, and we're screwed, right? So we need to evaluate the situation and evaluate the rewards of this, the kind of cost-benefit analysis of this, but ultimately you have to follow your intuition. This is your intuition, this is your kind of higher spiritual discernment. And these two don't have to be opposing, they can work together, right? And I think that's the challenge for you, is to not allow your conscious mind, as sort of represented by this higher spiritual discernment, right? Not to let that, not to let our left brain and our right brain fight it out and struggle and wrestle with each other. We don't want that kind of internal conflict, because then the 2 of Wands takes on a different meaning. Now this is 2 opposing wills in us that kind of both are fighting for the right to direct our being. Right, fighting for control of the vessel that we are, right? Trying to make the decisions, right? We have there are 2 CEOs in the company, and they're fighting for which direction to take the company here. We don't want that, but we have to use our higher spiritual discernment, not necessarily our kind of human thinking mind, right? It's kind of a higher rung of that, and it makes sense. You know, we have to be discerning. We have to be able to authenticate our intuition. We don't want to get ourselves into trouble. We don't want to bite off more than we can chew, because I think that this is really something that's going to change your life. This, like I said, this is the big one. This is a bombshell. I don't think you were expecting anything of this nature. It's kind of like we've been just, maybe you've been doing your, you've been running your business for a long time, and it's been successful, but it's been local and kind of modest, right? And then suddenly, like, this big company wants to buy you out, or wants to expand, or wants to invest, and suddenly now you're going to have 1,000 stores across the world, and it's like, holy, I can't say that here. It's the bombshell. It's like, oh my God, like this is wild and crazy. My gut says, yeah, let's do it. But then wait a minute. I don't know if I could do that. Like, I'm not set up for that. I don't have the ability right now to scale my business to that degree. Like, let's think about this a little bit. So I feel like that's where we are. But let's look at the outcome card, and then we'll hit up that mystery card. Final outcome card, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is, in a way, it is kind of like the Princess of Pentacles. It is the completion of something. It is us having the willpower and kind of pushing forward to something until it hits, right? Until it works. This is Saturn in Sagittarius. So it's the suggestion of a lot of discipline that's going to be needed to get our Princess of Pentacles. This is what we really want. I feel like this is really totally life-changing. It's going to take a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights, right? You're going to have to really sacrifice your evenings and weekends, to make this happen. It's also a card of making sure that you take care of yourself. The Ten of Wands sometimes is us not realizing how exhausted we are. It's like me doing these readings. I speed through 4 or 5 readings, 6 readings a day. And by the last one, when I finally stop flapping my gums, I realize how insanely tired I am. But it's fine. I'm aware of that. I take care of myself at the best that I can. And this is my life's work, right? So I understand the impulse, especially with that Nine of Wands that you have, that strength that sometimes makes us feel invincible. You have to be very in tune with yourself to know when you need to ask for help. See, we have here 2 indestructible wands against the background of the 8, right? So it's not just me against the world now. Now it's us against the world, right? So this is, to me, an idea that you have help. You have a partner, you have a spouse, you have friends, you have family. It doesn't have to just be one other person, but you know what I mean. Ask for help. You don't have to do all of this yourself. And the Nine of Wands in the position of the environment maybe is suggesting that you tend to do everything yourself. You aren't very ready to ask for help. And again, that calls back to what I said at the beginning. You don't automatically call the plumber. You're going to do it yourself, right? So that's a confirmation. Mystery card. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. I am going to say, well, I'm going to bet it's the Tower card, really, because I feel like this is, we've with all this fire and earth that we have, and we got a lot, right? Fire, earth, we've got more fire here, and it's a 10, so that also suggests the earth. I'm going to say this is going to be a Tower event, that this is something so absolutely huge. This is that bombshell that nothing's going to be the same after this. This is a breakthrough moment. This is a Tower moment. It's an abrupt change, and I feel as if with the 2s that we have, it's a choice that you're going to have to make. So maybe it's going to be the Eon card. It's either going to be the Eon or the Tower. I'm thinking Tower. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course it is. Unexpected, abrupt, life-changing. Okay? You're more than capable of handling it. It's going to take a lot of work, but you can do it. You can opt out. I don't think no one's forcing you to do anything. But I feel like you're going to want to. Very, very much you're going to want to. Okay? But just be aware of everything that it's going to require. Okay? I'm so happy. This is good. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there should be a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius Wednesday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please leave a comment. Shout out where you're watching from, or how you got here, how you found the channel. I appreciate all of our regular viewers, and I appreciate all of the newcomers as well. You're all welcome here, okay? I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.